Also, my goodness, I thought about making this video about if I could write to my past self, if the future self could contact the past self, and yet think about it. At some point, you became responsible for the future self, which you actually are. So, and yet that little girl didn't do anything wrong. If I could reach back out to her and say, hey, you think your life is really crazy now. Just wait until the future when things get really crazy. Really crazy. And yet, you're essentially the same God-loving person, Jesus-loving person, But this is not supposed to be about me. It's supposed to be about multiculturalism. Seems to work. To an extent, it seems to work. You know where it seems to work? Certain parts of Columbus, Ohio. Well, we know that there is a fraud scandal. And every resident that's been defrauded, no matter their country of origin, has to say, is it fair that people can just be greedy and hog everything? Do you notice you don't see a skinny one? I mean, the men can be skinny, but not the women. The women are not skinny. You don't see a skinny one among them. But I'm not, You know what I'm talking about? The men are skinny and the women are not skinny. Enough said. I always found it exciting when my father would take me to work and I would see people of different ethnicities and skin tones. I want to tell you, just being around your own kind, your supposed own kind, is not that great. I'm sorry that things have happened in different cities. People are very rude, people are very criminal. I want to tell you, the people that I have seen, in my immediate area, which is not, I have a couple of places. They're respectful. They keep to themselves. They don't bother anybody. They're polite. They wait in line. They don't steal things. They're not rude. I mean, yeah, of course it could happen. That's why you have a security guard in the grocery store. Because obviously sometimes things do happen, but would you say it's because of the ethnicity, or it's because of the income level, or the culture? I mean, who can say? But it just reminds me of the Iroquois Confederacy. It makes me upset that Matt Walsh says there was no such thing as the Iroquois Confederacy. Well, what if there's no such thing as Matt Walsh? You look a little Middle Eastern to me anyway. You don't look quite white to me, because you look really dark, He is like these black eyebrows. He looks like an Ayatollah without a turban to me. Stop bashing everything about America's past. Native Americans, you're just tearing everything down. You're tearing everything down. For example, I'm not Native American. I had my DNA tested. Everybody knows, but years back I said, Mom, why do I look different? Do we have American Indian in us? My mom was really tall, like maybe a Cherokee sort of person, just really tall, athletic, tall, could tan well, dark eyes, dark eyebrows. She chose to be blonde. That was her choice, fine. Naturally brunette. Not black hair. Turns out we're just white people. We're just white people. Like, why do I look different? I don't know. Well, you must be one of us. Are you one of those people that people say, ha, she must be one of us? like from My Fair Lady. She is Hungarian. No, I'm just American. No, exotic. No. Well, you say you're German, but you look a little bit Hispanic, so I'm not sure. No, nobody wants to claim me. The lost puppy. I'm really one of yours. No, you look a little bit too dark to be a German. You look a little too white to be, well, if you're Eurasian, then tell us. Well, I don't know. Look at the DNA results. It looks like I'm supposed to be mostly a white person, just like anybody, but I look, some people just look different. I'm one of those people. You never know. A litter of cats, they might all look different. So I had how many kids? And only one of them turned out to have brown eyes. I thought, that's odd, because all of them are there's nothing wrong with blue eyes. I think blue and green eyes are beautiful. I mean, they really are. So you really are, mother. We have a surrogate because, it's so, folks, do you realize? Did any one of you ever think about it? If you're listening, is this an overused word? Would the trajectory of my life have been different if I had been born with blue eyes or green eyes versus brown eyes? You either love yourself or you don't. I think blue eyes are okay, they're fine, green eyes are fine. A lot of people are I just love blue eyes. My dad he had the most beautiful blue eyes. I'm telling you, stand-up blue eyes. Like Steve Kroft, anytime you watch, is he a Dateline guy? I know he's a bit older. Just brilliant, piercing, deep blue eyes, all natural. My life might have been very different if I had beautiful blue eyes like that. But I happen to like the shade of brown eyes that I have. I happen to really think that they're very nice. It kind of goes with a mahogany hair color. If I can't be blonde, can my hair be mahogany? Can my hair color match my eyes? My mom had dark eyes, darker eyes than mine, and my grandmother had very, very dark eyes, maybe a little bit darker than my mother's, just almost black eyes. That's beautiful too, if that's you. Nothing wrong with it, you see? But you see that your life's trajectory might be shaped, especially in America, especially in white, middle-class America. People might like you because you have blue eyes. Oh, she has such beautiful eyes. It's like when I was a little girl, when I was a baby, people used to say, oh, how beautiful your eyes are. And then when you get older, nobody says your eyes are beautiful. Well, my husband, he does sometimes say that. Sometimes. But are we not too focused on outward appearances? Am I suddenly a celebrity in the zip code where I live because I don't tan well? I don't even try to tan anymore. It's ridiculous. Because, my legs won't get tan, so I don't even try. So it's like I have pale skin. Maybe some people would say sallow. We're all on a continuum. Oh, don't go, don't hang around those weird people in Asia that try to bleach their skin and do weird things with their eyes. I can't compete with those people and that tiny noses. Excuse me, there's a reason why you're not catching me in Asia. I would be like, look at that freak of I'm so glad I live in America, because it's like, hey, the people that come from Latin America, at least they're part Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? That's like, some of their ancestors came from Spain, so they don't expect me to have like a little tiny nose. And, oh my goodness, wouldn't that be terrible? If you had to conform to somebody's expectations and boy, I've got this European popping out of me. To be admired for having pale skin. Hey, it's high time I got admired for something, right? It's all natural. I didn't have to bleach my skin. It's really all natural. And guess what? No tattoos. I guess some constellations, if you want to talk about the moles, It's like, whoa, what is that? The Big Dipper on your left forearm? I don't know. My Japanese dermatologist said that we get these moles in utero, and there's nothing you can do to stop the moles. But I don't really have like really big moles. And another thing about hair. There used to be a musical in the 1970s called Hair. Of course, my parents had all the schlocky stuff, and I had to listen to it because I spent a lot of time alone, no friends around, all alone in the country. Only me, my mother's 33 RPMs and 8 tracks, and my father's Wagner, which I would never listen to, but when he came home, he's always listening to Wagner and everything classical. And then when he leaves, Mom and I are like, shake it up, baby, now, shake it up, baby. Okay, but I'm not recommending that. I'm not, but it is definitely part of my childhood. How did music, by the way, shape our identity? I'll flip through radio stations. It's just, to me, it's a little bit strange because having been born in the Cleveland, Ohio area, which at that time there were many European ethnic groups, and some of them really were into polka, and my dad would even watch Lawrence Welk. Of course, he's from Wisconsin. And polka was the thing, and today you turn on the radio, it's like Mexican people are like, polka, polka, but you can't understand anything they're saying. But, I think it's okay if everybody just gets along. It just seems like people are just really friendly around here. I really think that's the American way. So, to me, it's odd that some people are trying to stoke division between people. We know there have always been problems between, in certain places, I guess. I don't know what to say. I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but there's a reason why my mother was chosen to teach in inner city schools. Because she's a tall, imposing lady, right? Dark, tall, imposing. I guess she wasn't this little petite blonde lady. Later on, she just decided to be a blonde. Just deal with it. I'm a blonde. Yeah. Do you think I try to follow my mother's footsteps? It's like, I'm not. You realize you're not a clone of your parent. If my mother had more children, maybe one of them would have been the spitting image of her. She was expecting me to be taller, to be smarter, to be tanner, to be more athletic, to be more successful. I turned out to be the way I was, and I know that my mom and my dad were my mom and my dad. They didn't just find me under a Cabbage Patch leaf. I always found it exciting if we would go to even a city as small as Mansfield, Ohio, that seemed like a big city to me, and I would see people from India. Even as a little girl, they're just staring at me like I'm one of them. Like, why do I always look like I'm one of you? I'm not. Nobody wants to claim me, and then they get disappointed. Well, you're just a white person. I know. I am just a white person. I really. It's still happening today. People staring at me like, oh, who's that girl? ¿Quién es esa niña? Who's that? Excuse me. Light of my life. Yeah, you're not even appreciated by your own children. Other people's children are admiring you or liking you in a store of strangers you've never met. Well, if you knew her, she's the most terrible person ever. She's just so horrible. She's just so uptight and Christian. And so hypocritical. Why aren't you... Well, what's the point of it? If you've been baptized on the internet, if you've been indoctrinated, what am I supposed to do? I could tell you, I tried to send you to Christian schools and then we ran out of money, and then the Christian schools we did send you to, these people turned out to be really, some of them turned out to be really evil. I mean, really, and I'm sorry about that. Your father and I wanted the best for you. And I think if I could talk to my parents, if they were here, if they could appear to me, we really just wanted the best for you. Initially I think that was true. And then somehow it morphed into, well, just get her out of the house into some sort of like a high-paying career like you and I got. So stabbed. And then it turns out, things have changed. A bachelor's degree is no guarantee of get your bachelor's degree. Well, that was just a very tiny little lottery. These people that got their bachelor. My mom wrote at least probably all of my dad's papers and typed them too. That's how he graduated. She wrote all of his papers, typed them, and all he had to do was show up to class and turn them in. Let's tell the truth. Come on, folks. Not to say he wasn't really good at the job that he got. He got a nice, high-paying job, and he was really good at it. I mean, he really was a very faithful administrator at that college. You could say university, but that was a totally different world back then. The stupid people figured out, if I just get a bachelor's degree, I can get right my own ticket, and I can get lots of money. Maybe you should just stay at home and bake cookies, Susie. No, that's not enough. Being a cheerleader and homecoming queen is just not enough for me. So I get a bachelor's degree, I get a high-paying job, and hire nannies. You ruined everything for the truly intelligent people. I mean, I really was a burgeoning, truly intelligent. Nobody can tell the difference between a stupid person and a smart person these days. Because, we're all, nepo babies. It's just, all entitled to have these positions. Ooh, you creeping me out. Don't blame people coming over from other countries. Listen, I've been in towns where they really act like pompous you-know-whats, the immigrants. They act like they own the place. They act arrogant. Not so here in my little enclave. I go to the store. I am in the minority as a white person. I mean, I just have to say it. In this little enclave, the people are not mean to you. Everybody treats everybody as if they're equal. This is my impression of it. Nobody's really afraid. Doesn't seem to be the case, even though we do have a security guard at the grocery store. So it's the spirit, you know. It's Paula Abdul. I'm sorry, Paula Abdul. You know, Paula Abdul was a Syrian Jew, by the way. A Jew? Paula Abdul was a Jew? Didn't you know? Well, she did her best to hide it. She was dating Arsenio Hall. Did you see that skit Carsenio? That was really funny from Saturday Night Live. Carsenio. Really okay, stop it. The vibeology. You got that vibeology. I mean, I feel sorry. I've heard stories about people who lived in an upper class area that were absolutely tormented by the snobbery that they experienced. In fact, I never lived in an upper class area, but I never lived, like, say, in a barrio or something. But it was just absolute torment. You know, like if I could talk to my younger self, like, the only thing you can do is just, you know, leap out of the matrix, honey. I mean, you just gotta wait for the rapture, because it's like, they just, be happy if you live in a neighborhood where people are younger, right? And they're not snobby, and they might be of mixed ethnicities. I'm not saying that other people are bad. I'm not putting other people down, but I'm saying, do you feel like it's okay to be different in a place like this, where you're seeing like black people coming in the store and they're like really polite? Well, but I went on YouTube and I learned all about ratchet culture. But these people are not ratchet. I mean, I mean, it's like through the looking glass. What you see on YouTube is not, I mean, you get off YouTube and you go into reality, and they're not, I mean, it's not, they're just down to earth, regular people just like you and me. Hispanic people, black people, few white people. Everybody seems to be getting along. Everybody's waiting in line. Nobody, I mean, I didn't notice anybody shoplifting or doing anything evil. Not to say that it couldn't happen, and it hasn't happened. People are just so well behaved. I just have to say, that's got to be some kind of an oasis. I even saw like a couple guys, because I couldn't even find my, oh no, okay, the Roku screensaver just kicked in. I didn't want it to go dark. I can't stand it if it goes dark. I mean, I would have to say, ethnically, I couldn't find, sorry, let me back up. I couldn't even find a pair of reading glasses at the local, and they usually should have reading glasses near the pharmacy section, but they didn't seem to, because I guess nobody reads. So it's like I had to drive up the road, and I'm not allowed to turn left into the Walgreens. I had to like drive all the way into an apartment complex or a housing development or someplace, hoping people won't say, this is a suspicious vehicle. It's like, well, I don't know how to turn around. I don't want to have to like drive 5 miles just to get back to the Walgreens just to look for a pair of reading glasses. And they're like, well, they seem to be very nice quality reading glasses, but a little bit more expensive than your dollar store. All I have to say is I was too embarrassed not to buy a pair. So I did buy a pair. So I hope it lasts, and I hope I don't lose them. And I would say, ethnically speaking, there's some young men, they look like they could be second generation Somali men. They might not like me, they might think, who's this crazy American lady just like buying reading glasses and stuff at Walgreens this time of night? I'm not looking at them askance, and I'm really curious about, if they never said anything insulting to me, so it's like, it's okay. I'm just buying my stuff. Like, I wouldn't, Folks, you have to realize there's something called the social contract. What's the social contract? What's the social contract? What do you think I am, a sociologist? It's an unwritten agreement that we treat one another with respect, with honesty, with cordiality. And it is almost, I would say it is akin to the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. They're not bothering me, I'm not bothering them. I'm going to have a positive opinion of you unless you give me reason to not think positively about you. Well, that's a very clumsy and stupid and naive way of explaining the social contract. Well, then just look it up. It just means, it's just civility. What's happening in Los Angeles, people, I'm not sure about the downtown section. I don't go downtown. Da-da-da-da. Okay, don't start, please. Nobody would start pooping in the parking lot at the Walgreens or the groceries. It's like, it'd be like so humiliating. It's like, who's gonna poop in the parking lot? This is a restroom. Thank God I don't live. Who would? This is like, wow. Who would? Honestly, I can't imagine. I hear about that. Just like I hear about ratchet culture and blah. What I have seen, I've seen it. Yeah, I have. A little bit. Downtown. I don't go to a jazz and rib festival. It was only a year or two ago that they punched some lady in the face. My dad used to. I can only give away certain details, but my uncle was somewhat of a prosperous person, and always fairly nice to me, so not putting him down, but he kind of tended to be a little bit liberal, and he did kind of live in the Chicago area, and that was my dad's brother. And my dad used to say, why would you live in Chicago? It's a terrible place. It's full of crime. He was saying that decades ago. My goodness. Again with the Paula Abdul. It's that vibology. Got that vibology. Like, okay, we have the talk. We're going to be multicultural. We're going to accept all people. It's like, and then it's just going to be like total chaos because what they say, the opposite happens. Here, nobody makes a big deal about their ethnicity. Everybody's just happy to be here in America. It's like, it's fine. It's like, you're not bothering me. I'm not bothering you. We're all here just to buy, milk at 10 o'clock at night. Oh, sure, yeah, just a little bit of, well, I wasn't there buying milk. Anyway, it's like everybody's just like, seems like pure of heart. I'm just thinking about Jesus saying, blessed are the pure of heart. It's like, looks like a white guy, I don't know, walking in with his girlfriend wearing a, what you call it? What is that, a bonnet? It's like, in defiance of what you think is good, she's wearing a bonnet. Well, if I wore a bonnet, that'd be a little bit silly because I'm white. So if you want me to wear a bonnet, it seems, don't put me in your category. If I had to fit in, if I had to wear a bonnet to fit in, I'd do it. It's like, I just thought it's just really sweet. It's just like, it looks like a white guy. He's wearing some kind of a hat, and his girlfriend's wearing a bonnet, and they're just walking into the store, and they're just like, I just think that's really sweet. They don't care about race. They're just a couple, and they're in love, and they're just going to the store and buying, toothpaste or whatever young couples buy. Why can't all of society be this way? Are you talking about utopia? No, you're not allowed to move in here. Don't change it. Leave me alone, Bernie. Get out of here. You're not allowed, Bernie. Don't vote for whoever Bernie tells you to vote. Every time old Bernie moves in, that's when the good people flee. Well, he's like, is he Zelig or is he the Zeitgeist? What are you talking about? I don't know. I told you I'm not Jewish, so it doesn't really matter. Whatever you say doesn't make any sense. No wonder we can't understand what you're saying. Yeah, I'm talking in a New York accent. Can you understand me now? But my main point is, people can get along just fine if you don't make a big deal about their differences. Anybody who's going to really play up differences is a bad person. But the thing is, it's deeper than that. And really, I didn't want to oversimplify things. You have to have a love of Jesus in people's hearts in order for communities to thrive. And that's my final word.